I think we came together because we really wanted to bring queer creators together. We wanted to start doing events that kind of took our queer community out of spaces that are just like clubbing, whatever, like that.
Like before this, I hadn't really heard the phrase like chosen family, but I think that's super important because I'm not very close with my actual family anymore. But like, I consider these people my family, and I don't know what I'd do without them.
Chosen family for me is like the people that you feel most comfortable with. There's people that you just connect with and who like understand you on just a soul-to-soul plane, if that makes sense. Like you know when you've met your family.
As soon as she starts writing the words "I am not afraid of," suddenly all emotions come upon me. And when you hear the word "afraid," you're like, what is she going to write next? And then as soon as she starts with the R-A, I thought she's going to write the word race. And then when it says rage, suddenly I feel this like emotion burning inside of me. It's like, oh wow. And it gets me really excited. I want to know what she's going to write more.
Before I saw Ms. O painting, I read the introduction panel outside, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'm thinking about white privilege, and then, but when I read I am not afraid of my own rage, then that hit me on kind of a different level. As a survivor of sexual violence and abuse, I am afraid of my own rage, or I'm working on it. I just can feel that rage simmering, and it does scare me.
I often think about who has been given the permission and invitation to pose for portrait painting, an art form that has felt inaccessible to me growing up. I wanted to create the visibility of us inside a historic institution like the Institute of Contemporary Art, to reflect a culture of calling in rather than calling out, to reflect a culture of celebrating and centering identities that I crave to be celebrated and centered for my own lifeline. Each of these incredible artists who are posing before you are artists I believe in, whose magic, clarity, and power are vast and trailblazing the way for others to shine. We know by standing together in our truth and power that the impact is undefinable. It is a certain type of ethereal sentience. My hope is that you feel it too and can hold this space in reverence with us.
You make your money now. You make your money now. She's making money now.
I listened to the best talk today about flow, and that all of this stuff, when we talk about like the spirit and presence and art or whatever, like it's all backed by science, and that flow is a state of being where literally your brain works less, and they call it deeply in the now. And that's when you know you're in it. So, I think we were just in it.
She's making money now. We're making money now. We're making money now. We're making money, yeah. Hey, hey. Go make your money now. Hey, hey, hey. She makes her money, yeah. We're making money, you're making money now. Do it.
get so far from a sacred place? Do you want me honest? Will you keep me brave? I acknowledge that I have an angry side to myself, and I think it is valid. And I also acknowledge that I have a very vast, ever-growing, and ever-expansive side that gives all of this from a place of pleasure and joy and liberation from my heart. And I often run away to nature to escape. I run away from society. I shut myself off. I don't tell anybody where I'm going. No phone, no internet. And I find that when I'm with nature, I can really hear myself. And so here is this substance that's here. This soil. Knowing that this is how we begin and this is how we end, and everything in between is ours to make of it. But we have roots deeper down than you've ever known, and we are grown. We are grown. Once the clearing passed.
Planted during the performance of Clairvoyance, the tree planting ceremony by Diana O, celebrating QTPOC, Queer Trans People of Color Power, and Queer Magic on 28 April 2019.